Before I do anything else in this video, I want to congratulate the Houston Astros and Houston Astros fans for winning the 2022 World Series. You guys are an all-time great team with star players up and down the lineup and in the pitching rotation. And you made the bigger plays, you made the better plays in the bigger moments to help you win this World Series. That Alvarez home run, holy crap, that's going to be talked about forever. You were the better team. You just flat out were. You won over 20 more games than the Phillies did this year. Around 20 more games. It's kind of fuzzy on the actual number. But yeah, all-time great team. Over 100 wins. Dusty Baker finally gets his World Series ring as a manager. Good for him. Good for him. He had so much heartbreak in his managerial career, always coming up just short. And he finally gets it done. And you know what? Good for him. In terms of the Phillies, I could not be more proud of this team. The ride that they gave us and the moments and memories that they provided both myself and the city of Philadelphia are going to last forever. Truly. And them not winning it all and them coming up short and not finishing the job doesn't taint all the memories that they gave me. It really doesn't. I know there's going to be a big group of people, either Negadelphia Phillies fans or just a bunch of idiots and imbeciles who come in with the opinion of, well, they didn't get it done, so they're losers. You know, they didn't win it all. They're losers. Why even care about them? Now, if you go in with the opinion that any season that does not end in a championship for your team is a complete failure and should be written off, why are you a sports fan? I mean, 95% of the time, more like 98, 97% of the time, your team doesn't win a championship in the season, you know? It's extremely hard to win it all, and extremely hard to even make the final game or series. And if your opinion is, if they didn't get it done, if they didn't win it all, it's their failures, you shouldn't be a sports fan, because it's about way more than just that. It's about the memories, it's about the connection you make with the team, and this team in this playoffs will be forever etched into my heart. And the same way that the 2010 Flyers didn't get it done, but to this very day, even though I was like 11 years old when that team went on its run, I still watch clips from that team all the time, and I'll always love that team. And this team is the exact same way, because who realistically would have thought that this 87-win 2022 Phillies team that had so many ups and downs over the course of their season would end up going on this crazy, out-of-nowhere, get-hot-at-the-right-time run to win the National League pennant and go to the World Series. And yes, there was disappointment that they didn't win, because I felt like at certain points in the series, they actually had the upper hand on Houston. They won Game 1. They had that home run derby in Game 3. Game 6 looked like it was going along swimmingly until Rob Thompson kind of pulled a Kevin Cash and pulled his starting ace earlier than he should have. But you know what? I'm not going to dwell on the negative. I'm not going to be that kind of fan, because the memories such as Rhys Hoskins' home run and bat flip, JT Realmuto's inside the park home run, Bryce Harper's game-winning home run to advance the World Series, JT Realmuto's game-winning home run in Game 1 of the World Series, those memories are going to be forever etched into my brain as classic moments in Philadelphia sports history. They just are. And them not winning it all is not going to taint any single one of them. It just isn't. And I just want to thank this team for providing meaningful baseball to this city for the first time in over a decade. I mean, I was a little kid the last time they were in it. Now I'm a grown-ass man who grew out all this fucking facial hair and refused to shave until the playoffs were over. I could finally do that now. It doesn't really look like a good look for me. But you know what? I'm just happy for the amazing ride this team gave us. Everyone had a big moment. Everyone did. Bryce Harper was an absolute beast in these playoffs. Ranger Suarez, probably one of the best pitching stories to ever come out in the playoffs. Rhys Hoskins, yeah, he had a bunch of bad errors like he's prone to do. But even he had 6 home runs and a lot of highlights. Really the only guy who I could take or leave, and mainly leave, is Nick Castellanos. Seriously, fuck that dude. I am not looking forward to seeing 4 more years in his $20 million contract and his bad attitude for the next 4 seasons. He's really the only guy on this team that, I don't know, can just fuck off. Everyone else, I mean, I'm going to remember every moment, every big play that they made, you know? And that's just the way it is. I'm not going to look at this as some major failure, major heartbreak, because, yes, while I am disappointed, it's more overpowered from the feelings of just pride and gratefulness. Because, you know, the Phillies, especially the last 10 years, who could have expected this? Really no one. People expected the Braves or even the Mets. And by the way, any Mets fan that's gloating that the Phillies lost in the World Series right now, get a fucking life. Seriously. How about you win a fucking playoff series yourself before you start talking shit on other teams? But the Phillies, I mean, this is just a fantastic season. A very inconsistent season. Seasons with lots of peaks and valleys. But at the end of the day, nothing but pride for this team. I love this team. I will always love this team. I will always have fond memories of looking back on this 2022 postseason. All the big plays, all the celebrations, dancing on my own, playing. Me hugging my father and crying on his shoulder because I could not have foreseen this at all. And just being overwhelmed with emotion. I'm going to remember all of this to the day I die. This is my 1993 Phillies. And no one in this town looks at the 1993 Phillies just because they lost the World Series to Toronto, a much better team than them. No one looks at them like, wow, they're such failures. They lost in Game 6. Wow, they're such failures. They wasted all of our time. No one says that about the 1993 Phillies. Well, this is my 1993 Phillies. And I will cherish the memories that this team gave me and the rest of the city forever. I love this team. Go Phillies. Thank you for every single moment that you gave us in these playoffs. And I can't wait for next season.